in 2016 and 15, when I lived, become a refugee, fleeing from one country to other just to get more access to being living as a human being, and just to have access to my rights, my basic human rights. We moved to Europe, and in Netherlands, I was in the camps. We lived the experience of becoming the transformation from one country to other. We thought it will be easy. We will get our basic human rights and we will appreciate it. But it was opposite. There were so many new ways of exploitation which are still hidden, and people don't know this exploitation is actually happening. Born and raised up in a South Asian culture, we have a British influence because we were a colony of British colony. And in South Asian culture, when British came, they teach us and they told us your culture is inferior to us. You do not know how to live, how to do, how to talk. That's why they impose how to drink, how to eat, and how to speak English, how to dress up. They change our building and so many culture, the ways we were living. And similar things here, I found it in Europe. They really do not take my culture as a value, and they give it this feeling of this is valueless. So our culture, the way we are living, the way we are talking, and my skills are not contributed. It never require, it never get that high level value you can feel contributing to the society. So they always give you the feeling you are not right, you are not enough, you need to do more. There always a checklist you need to follow. When you want to start your career, you have to start it from the scratch, and you really want to get validation of your education, validation of your experience in your new host country, especially in the European countries. And you really want to see, okay, how I can restart, upskill your knowledge, upskill your education background. And I found it, there's so many educational and courses and trainings are available, but they are very set standards and very low profile jobs. Like it's very easy for me to become a cook. I can start a very easy there's a lot of information for me how I can become open my restaurant, how can I open my business of delivery services, how can I make my coffee or generate some kind of chocolate factory. But there's limited information. How can I become a doctor? How can be a judge? How can be a politician? So this is called your exploitation of education and de-skilling. So they are giving you de-skilling. So they really ask you if you're educated, if you are from a good experience from your country, but as soon as you come to the host country, they expect you to forget about all of those things. When I start working and I realize everyone saying, oh, because you do not speak Dutch, so we can't give you that kind of a job. But the work you can do is like very low paid jobs and stereotypical images which we see. You can become a chef, you can produce chocolate, you can produce cheese and this and that, very low profile jobs you can do, but you can't do more than that because you do not speak Dutch. But if I say, okay, if I was Canadian, if I was American or British, then maybe they do not have this kind of imposed restriction on them because their English is English. So my English is not even English because I'm not from that Western countries, Western developed countries. So that's why even my Dutch is not Dutch. My English is not Dutch. I never be enough for them. And nowadays we are preparing for Refugee Week is totally on the corner, and I receiving multiple invitation. Everyone wants me to in their panel. They really want to be involved in their panel, and they really want to tick the box. Oh, we invited refugee, we invited people of the color, we invited a Muslim woman who is very resilient, and we are trying to give them visibility. But they do not want me to involve in that policy debate and the decision making. They really want to give a limited access. They say, yeah, we are here your voice, you are invited, but they do not try to understand why we are highlighting the gaps. And that The state is happy that they always say, yes, you need to pay the tax as soon as you become refugee or asylum seeker, but you do not even have the right to vote until you become citizen. So the day I was have the right to work, the day I get my consultancy register in Netherlands, from that day I have to pay my tax on of equal to any European citizen. But if when it's come to my rights, claiming my rights, especially political participation, I am not were eligible to vote, go and cast my vote. I will share one more, which is very sad and very emotional for me whenever I talk about this element. Is called NGO exploitation or humanitarian sector exploitation. Because in humanitarian sector, INGOs, especially who are in the mainstream, they always say we are consulting people of concern. We are consulting people who are we working for, people from the local engagement. We are consulting, but I really find it and this exploitation of your knowledge. So they use their lived experience as a knowledge, and but they present it by themselves. They say, oh, we are collecting this data and we are doing this consultation. Either they are INGOs or they are universities or other multiple stakeholders, but they never give a visibility, a proper reference. They never give you a dignity. They just put you as a vulnerable to make you more vulnerable, so they get the funds, they get them win their bids. We always remain as a hidden some kind of groups who are just giving them information, and our knowledge become like all owned by them instead of owned by us. In the last, I will say I'm still very much optimistic. I'm very much hopeful. And the reason I share these different kind of layers of exploitation, by doing this, I am hopeful there's a potential in Europe. There's so many others movements is going on with where I see we need to make more solidarity. We need to make such kind of systematic mechanism where we can contribute, because there are so many Malalas who are waiting for us to give them visibilities. So instead of only giving up one Malala, let's save so many other Malalas as well.